I have a secret. I have horrific taste in TV shows. Honey Boo Boo, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Housewives of New Jersey, Housewives of Miami. Basically, if it has Housewives in the title, I've seen it. But currently, my guilty pleasure on Netflix is Gossip Girl, a show that begins every episode with the line, "Hey, Gossip Girl here, your one and only source into the scandalous lives of Manhattan's elite." The show follows a group of teenagers growing up on the Upper East Side, and all the lies and deception that accompany them. In a recent episode, Serena is pretending to date dashing high school charmer Nate so that he can have secret rendezvous with a married Duchess, while rekindling his love for sweetheart Vanessa. Then the Duchess's stepson Marcus starts to date Blair, Nate's ex, who is really in love with Chuck, who catches Blair's beau, Nate's mistress, kissing in the middle of a party Blair was throwing for Marcus. Did you catch all that? The point is, honesty is not their policy. And if we're telling the truth here, it isn't for most of us. We all have our secrets, whether it be the number on the scale, fudging a college essay, or a serious addiction. In a society where we can create the online persona we want and read articles on articles of other people's sensationalized stories, our own secrets can seem harmless. But we often cannot quantify the hurt we are causing by withholding the truth. According to Lane and Wegner in The Cognitive Consequences of Secrecy, people often keep secrets without realizing that the internal consequences can be devastating. And here lies the issue. Whether it's concealing an act committed or a painful experience endured, keeping secrets is harming us more than we realize. So, while it may seem like I do not have a lot in common with my friends Serena and Blair, after all, I'm not jetting to the Hamptons after today's tournament, the parallels in how humans deal with deceit, why we gather and keep secrets, how they could potentially harm us, and how we can take hold of honesty are surprisingly universal. And then again, I guess I do enjoy a nice pair of stilettos. There are two sides to secrets. We aim to gather them, and we aim to keep them. TV shows, gossip magazines, social media all aim to expose our secrets and make them today's entertainment. We buy into knowing the gossip around the neighborhood, Colonel Sanders' secret recipe, or the secrets to looking like the stars. In a recent series of studies in the Journal of Political Psychology, it was shown that we rate otherwise identical pieces of information as more accurate, reliable, and of higher quality when labeled secret rather than public. When Edward Snowden revealed classified activities of the NSA this past year, many Americans were outraged. But much of this outrage over internet and phone hacking may have simply stemmed from the classified nature of the program itself. On the other edge of the sword, we keep secrets for entirely different reasons. In a recent talk with my mom, I realized she had been keeping secrets in order to shield me from her childhood realities. Now, my mom is the type of woman who sits in the drive-thru at a McDonald's and tells the adolescent boy on the speaker that he has a voice for radio. Then she drives up to the window and exclaims, "And a face for television too." But despite her chipper disposition, we have our disagreements. I used to wonder why she couldn't be as organized as other moms, or why she would become defensive given the slightest comment. Then she revealed to me that she was verbally abused as a child, and I began to realize why she acts the way she does. Even though she is my mom, she has her insecurities too, insecurities that I had been poking at and perhaps were manifesting themselves in me. Now, this type of secret is not uncommon. According to Alina Brower, founder of The Art of Attention, the main reason why we keep secrets is to keep the peace, or keep us and our loved ones safe. Others may argue we mainly conceal secrets out of shame or guilt. In a review of research in the medical journal The Lancet, it was estimated that between 4% and 16% of children are physically or sexually abused each year in high-income nations. Yet half of these children never report their abuse. This is often the case with those children who feel they need to keep their abuse secret because they feel guilty for not being able to stop it, or for believing they consented to it. We often seek the adrenaline of uncovering secrets without realizing the detrimental effects of keeping them. Now, this is not to say all secrets are bad. TV shows, gossip magazines, social media, we have guilty pleasures, we have romantic crushes. They all have a reason to be hidden. Do you really need to tell your Bible study you enjoy booty popping like Beyonce in your free time? They can be harmless and even healthy. Some researchers conclude that young children and adolescents actually learn a lot about their own personalities by keeping some things to themselves. But it's a thin line between those secrets to conceal and those to reveal. Perhaps a good guide would be this. The kind of secrets not to keep are those that allow us to engage in behavior that can be harmful to ourselves and others, such as infidelities, addictions, or abuse. Keeping these kinds of secrets hidden only allows the detrimental behavior to continue. Deceit also affects us biologically. You know that feeling you get when you're stuck between telling a secret and keeping it hidden? You feel panicked and wonder if anyone around you can tell you're hiding something. Well, according to neuroscientists, this feeling is universal. In a study in the Journal of Psychosomatic Medicine, it was shown that we feel physically burdened when we keep a secret. It affects the cingulate cortex, which is wired to tell the truth. When you keep a secret locked inside, the cortex becomes stressed. And every time you think about that deeply held secret, stress hormones can surge, impacting our memory, gastrointestinal tract, metabolism, and blood pressure. Freud theorized that the repression of traumatic memories can also cause mental illness. Later studied by Fisher and Greenberg of the University of Syracuse, it was shown that repression acts to keep information below the conscious level. But sometimes it just manifests itself in an unrelated disorder, like OCD, dissociative identity disorder, and post-traumatic stress disorder. As Cassandra Clare quipped in her book, The Clockwork Prince, lies and secrets, they are like cancer in the soul. They eat away at what is good and leave only destruction behind. Now, one of the most popular activities on Manhattan's Upper East Side is brunch. And yes, brunch is used as a verb. And one thing that distinguishes a Gossip Girl brunch from all others is a round of rumors served after the mimosas. But you don't have to be an accomplice. In fact, that's the first way to combat secret keeping. When someone asks to tell you something that you absolutely cannot share with anyone else, politely decline. It saves you and them the burden of deceit. Secondly, examine whether your own deeply held secrets are causing you more physical and emotional harm than they are worth. If they are, find an outlet, or even talk to a professional. Confessing reduces our guilt, reduces our number of offenses, and keeps family and friends from being hurt by hearing it through the grapevine. My mother said that her confession was a relief, knowing that I understood her insecurities and knowing she may have prevented them in me. But some secrets don't just disappear after you let them go. Sometimes you need a therapeutic outlet, whether that be art or music or advocacy. Emerging research shows that playing and composing music actually helps the mental health of those suffering from depression. Eve Ensler band with other women to use their secrets of abuse to write the Vagina Monologues, a play with a widespread name to advocate anti-violence against women. Nobel Prize-winning author Elie Wiesel warns about the disasters of keeping some information hidden. In his book Night, he recounts his story of survival in a concentration camp during the Holocaust that he had kept secret for many years. When reflecting on his decision to share his story, he wrote, "When we endure an experience, the experience cannot stay with us alone. It must be opened. It must become an offering. It must be deepened and given and shared. Memories that are discarded, shamed, somehow they come back in different ways, disguised, perhaps seeking another outlet. We have a choice. We can break our secrecy before history repeats itself and we make the same mistakes over and over again. And yes, there are some things that are not meant to be told. It might make us sick to know the sticker price of Serena's custom-made Valentino gown. But when keeping a secret, becomes more important and perhaps more harmful than the secret itself, it's time to examine whether the truth is worth withholding. It's then that we can take back our honest selves and leave the whispers to the TV show. As they say in Manhattan, XOXO, Gossip Girl.